Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of our Towns LP. What has changed since you've been here? Well, as you can see, there is a sizable landmass that is missing. We're going to blame animal attack on that one. And over here, you can see that I built all these little houses. These are just temporary. These are all getting deleted. But we have 23 citizens now, so we have more than enough townies to actually get work done. So what I'm going to do is we're going to spend this episode burrowing our way down into the dungeon. So we're going to go ahead and tell them to take those rocks out. We're going to speed the game up a tad. There we are, and everybody should spring into action and take care of that. Now, we have got another hero as well. We have several barbarians and a rogue named Earl de Savage, and I love his name, so I hope he's around forever. They seem to have made the characters a little more aggressive about grabbing gear, so they have been picking things up here and there. Many of my heroes have run over to the Froggy Village, which we've now sadly exterminated in 1,000 years or so. There's going to be tons of guilt tripping, there's going to be froggy reparations and so forth, but for now, we've got them out of our hair, and many of our heroes have run over there and grabbed their spears. So our heroes are mostly equipped, some of them anyways. And now, taking a look, it looks like we're doing a pretty good job of digging our way down into the dungeon. Let's put in a scaffolding so everybody doesn't starve here. And we're going to have to wait for them to finish that off fully. So let's go down, and we're going to have to delete a stone. There we go. The stone, well, we missed. So let's delete that stone, and there we are. We'll put a scaffolding in, and everyone can escape now. And the heroes should be super happy, and they should occupy themselves, not by walking around, or in the barbarian's case, bending booty blossoms in our rose bushes, but they should go down there and get out of our hair and occupy themselves having fun in the dungeon. And now, all of these guys are going to go and grab all this. I've decided to name the town Boo. I've been watching tons of people play Baldur's Gate. I haven't played it since I was a kid. I do have Baldur's Gate from when I was a kid here at my house. I have like the folding thingy with like the 1,000 discs in it. Like they used to, back in my day, computer games used to come in giant boxes. Like, I have Wolfenstein 3D, the original box, and it's like as big as my computer monitor. It is enormous. And so, back in the day, you used to get all kinds of cool stuff with your video games, and it was just free of charge. You just paid for the game and you got it. Nowadays, young whippersnappers nowadays, you gotta pay for the special edition. Those gouging bastards make you pay extra for it. They're like, oh, you want the art book? Then pay us an extra $85, jackass. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'll just buy the common man's game. Forget it. But back in the day, like I remember with the old Wolfenstein, you used to get like this full, at least when I got it, it was a book that had all the maps of all the levels. It just came with it. Like it came with like this developer thing that had like a bunch of pictures of like Romero and all those guys back when they were like 20 years old, like making the game. Just like all kinds of cool stuff that nowadays you have to pay for. But I'm going to get off my soapbox, and let's occupy ourselves by figuring out what's going on here in the dungeon. Now, we'll get rid of this wall right here, I think. We're going to have to make kind of a way for them to get past here, because I feel like there's going to be dungeon this way. It's probably going to go like that. I bet anything this is probably going to dead end out up here. Just knowing what I know about how the dungeons tend to work in this game. And so once we get that little area done, we'll put a door in right there, and maybe we'll put doors in around here. I haven't completely decided how I want this all to be arranged, but I promise we're going to make it work. We'll make it work. It's going to look nice. It's going to be wonderful. And we will all skip merrily. We will tiptoe through the tulips with one another, maybe. I don't know if you guys are into tiptoeing in tulips. That's what I do. Like every time I stop making these videos, I go outside and whee! And just skip through flowers and have allergy attacks and search for my epinephrine shot. And hopefully a merchant comes along, not to switch subjects too quickly, hopefully a merchant comes along pretty soon, and we can sell off all this mud. Now I'm going to need a sizable supply of mud just to make glass, because we're going to be making all kinds of windows and things in the future. But for now, this mud would be much better used taking care of business, getting us some gold, so that we can be nice and wealthy, because the dung merchants have been lording it over us. They're, ha ha, my lord, my dung has brought me so much gold, my lord. And frankly, I don't like being hectored. I don't like being made fun of. I'm a prideful being, so we will continue to accumulate wealth until we can walk around with our gold chains, and until we can basically make everyone hate us with how rich we are. That's really the goal that I'm shooting for. Now, we need to designate this room over here. I haven't designated it yet. Let's take a look, and personal room, there we are. And damn it, I hate that bug so much. I hate it so much, and I could fix it by disabling the Steam overlay, but for some reason, I keep forgetting and not doing it. And that brings me to the point, it's been a while since I've worked on this series. It's been a couple days. I've taken a couple days off from Towns. And I often get questions. I often get questions from people who are like, well, why aren't you playing with the current patch? Well, because I pre-record these. I actually record these 4 and 5 ahead of time, and that doesn't leave much room for new patches on the current day. So usually at any time, like I think I have like 4 episodes of Don't Starve done ahead of time. You know, I try to keep things front logged because I've run into issues before where like my whole recording solution has died on me and I haven't had anything to upload. So then there's like 3 or 4 days of blank tablet, nothing occurring, kind of tabula rasa. The channel feels like it's dying to me, nothing's going on. People are like, where are my updates? And so now I try to keep everything front logged so that I always have new content coming out for you guys. Because I don't like to rest on my laurels. Well, I guess that's not resting on my laurels, that's kind of resting on my misfortune, I suppose would be a better way of phrasing that. But now that I've been front logging, anytime something goes wrong, I always have something for you guys. So that's how I like to run the ship, and it seemed to work pretty well so far. Now we need to, let's destroy some of this stone. I got rid of my stone stockpile because I don't want them piling stone everywhere, but I'm really kind of reconsidering the decision. I was thinking of getting rid of this building right here because I really didn't like the way it was sitting. I really don't like where this is either, so this may still go away. Even though I said I was keeping it, I may get rid of it. But let's focus on this building over here. Our dining room is coming to completion. I haven't really decided what I want it to look like just yet, but I do have some ideas. So what we're gonna do is we'll just finish placing the ceiling for the dining room and the flooring for this upper level. I may recreate our garden that we had in the previous Let's Play. I really like kind of having that first floor, and then you kind of have a stairway over here maybe, and then a garden right here, and then kind of a condo, or maybe a little tower over here. I haven't really decided, but I think that's probably what's going to happen over here. Maybe put in some statues, like a railing so people don't fall off. But really the focus is there's going to be a nice stairway over here because I don't want people, there's nothing like a 10-foot climb before you go to bed to really make you resentful about your living situation. So all those things handled, we'll finish placing blocks here. And let's get the first layer going of this top floor here. Now I don't really know how I want this to be spaced out, so I'm kind of just eyeballing it right now. So we'll go like that, and then maybe go like that, and then maybe kind of round it out a bit. There we are. And I suppose we could expand this out a little further. So let's actually, this is kind of trial and error for me. So we'll space that out a little bit, and we'll go like so maybe. And that may make it too wide, possibly. I don't know. Actually, the conversion should work, I think. So there we are. Yeah, that looks nice. It's kind of prolate. Or not prolate, I guess oblate would be a better word for it, but it's oblong, it's ellipsoid. It's ellipsoidal, so I guess that'll work for now. What I don't like about this is they can kind of walk through these corners here, and they do it all the time, and it kind of breaks immersion. But what can you do? What can you do? So let's go ahead, and on this base floor, what we'll do is we'll start kind of lining up the blocks for our staircase, and we'll go over to here, and let me run up to here and kind of line it up. And it looks like maybe I wanted these 4 to be kind of exposed, so maybe to there, and then we'll destroy blocks as is necessary as we go upwards. And so we'll put in kind of a flooring right here, and then there'll be the first stairs right here, and then we'll have 4 blocks and then stairs. So like I said, I'm going to try and be a little more creative in this episode. I mean, I know that I've done kind of this building before, but I would really like to play around with some of the ideas I had before and expand upon them, if at all possible. And so they're placing the blocks here. Let's take a look around and see what else is going on. This one may run a little long, I don't know. Let's place the second layer. I know everybody's kind of working, everybody's taking care of business right now, and actually that leads me, maybe we should probably check on our food supply. So let's look here. Our food supply, we've got 15 pies, 28 pies altogether actually, and a ton of extra bread just in case that supply fails. We seem to be living the dream here in Boo. The Boovian dream seems to be just living on pies, so luckily I keep all my workers working because we don't want them to get a little thick. It might make them move a little slower in between their objectives. We want them to stay light on their feet. So we keep them working pretty hard. We do a lot of manual labor around here, so we don't really deal with people being happy. That's not our goal here. Happiness is not job 1 in Boo. And so we need to even this out. Let's go ahead and put that over to there. And no. Nay, sir, nay. That is not what I want. There we are. And so now that is indeed what I want. And we need to put our walling in here, because if we don't place walling, our stairs aren't going to face right, and that's just going to drive me nuts. So let's put in a wall there. Yes, yes, yes. We'll get rid of you. And very nice, very nice. I like it very much, I like it very much. And then that is in place. And now we will put the wall right here. I do not know how far I want that wall to go. But I suppose I would put it right there. There we are. So, just to get out of my... I'm switching personas. I'm literally losing my mind. You are watching the mental degeneration of Splattercat as I narrate to you. So this first floor is really just kind of a utility. This is kind of utilitarian. This is going to be bare minimum for now. I would like to spice this up and make it look a little nicer as time goes along. And this cow is just raring to get down into the dungeon. Battle cow. Well, battle steer. I like that better. Battle steer sounds better. It sounds like something you would name a classy spaceship that blows people up. The HMS Battle Steer. Now, I'm going to put that other wall in place there too, because... I don't know. Maybe I don't know how I want that to look. I'll mess with it in a minute. But right now I feel like there's kind of a sheer drop-off. Let me see how this looks, actually. We'll get rid of you. Does that look nicer? Yeah, that looks nicer. I like that a lot better. There we go. No! Wrong floor. And I've got to get here before they place it. There we go. And so some poor townie who's carrying a brick right now, yep, there he is. He's like, damn it, I don't get to do my job. And that was how he... Why is there a spider right here on the surface? Somebody kited something back. Little buggers. Anyways, so our first floor is placed there, and we are down into the dungeon officially. Now let's take a look around and make sure things are going smoothly. Barbarians are running around just being generally manly and destroying things, which is just what we want, because that keeps us from peeing on objects, which they tend to have they have a habitual kind of recurring tendency to do that. So I suppose that uncouth would be the word that we would use to describe that, but in any case, they are clearing the dungeon out rather nicely. I still don't know if I like the way that looks. I'm kind of just eyeballing it, and I don't know. I do not know, but for now, we'll leave it. This time, you will notice that I'm going to spend a lot more time trying to do, like, I don't know, I'm trying to be a little bit more creative. I don't want to get stuck in the same kind of habit of doing things the same every time I play the game. So let's take a look at our Bouvian condo over here. I am going to try and do kind of a coulomage thing. So if you've ever seen buildings in some parts of France, they kind of, and I hate that bug so much. There we are. And kind of what happens with these buildings is that the lower part is kind of made of stone, and then kind of the upper part is made of this kind of plaster and wood kind of framing, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. I can't guarantee it's going to look nice. It may look absolutely retarded, but who knows? It may look absolutely derpy. We don't know until we try. And our construction is being blocked by a badger. I guess you could say he's badgering us. I don't know. He's badgering our construction. But bad puns aside, we're going to lay that next layer, and I think what I may do is put a little stairway over here. I really... like, conceptually, I like the idea of outdoor stairways leading to upper areas. Like, so from this area, you can't get to the top floor. You have to go up a stairway outside. So these people here can't disturb the people upstairs and things like that. I like that idea. I've seen that kind of in granny flats, and I've seen that in some kind of studio apartments and things. And I'd like to recreate that. But this is going to be our traditional Bouvian floor plan layout here. So this is what most of our little houses are going to look like. We may make some slight variations because, after all, people like to be unique. People like to be different. And it looks like we got ourselves a merchant. So at any time, you can come up here to the top and take a look, and it'll tell you what kind of merchant it is. And it says pom-pom. A caravan is coming to town. So I don't know if that's pom-poms as in, like, there's like a cheerleader leading the caravan, or if they've got like a big keg drum that's just going pom-pom, pom-pom as they come along. But in any case, it says specifically pom-pom, the food caravan is coming. So let's see what he's got for us. What have you got for me, food caravan? You got some seeds. We have sugarcane. Okay, so we're going to want to grab that, and hopefully that's not edible like straight off the ground. If it is, I feel as though somebody may go and grab it. We are going to... what else do we want here? He's got snow cherries, which are slightly tempting, so we'll take those as well. He's got cactus fruit, but I think the cactus fruit requires hummus on sand, and that's going to stretch us out a little far. He's got bananas, but we won't be able to plant the bananas until we kind of expand our city out to the jungle area, because that requires hummus on top of jungle plots. But these two I think we can actually use. Actually, snow cherries may require snow, and we don't have snow. But one thing we do need is the sugarcane, so I don't see any bamboo, which was the other thing I was kind of hoping he would have, but you can't always get what you want. That's part of life. Let's see what we can sell to this gentleman. What things we can get rid of. We can sell him some bread, because obviously we don't need that much bread in our surplus. So there we are. And how much money does he have? Oh, he can't even afford to pay for all this, so never mind. There we are. So we'll have them run some bread over. We'll make ourselves a little bit of extra cash on the side here, and then we'll play around with planting planting our sugarcane, which is actually pretty cool. I'm glad that that actually happened. So sugarcane requires hummus on grass or hummus. Okay, cool. So that's going to give us enough space here. So let's destroy some mud, and we'll get rid of these apples, get rid of some of these pears. Actually, I don't really need to do that. Never mind. I can just do this like so, like so. There we are. And we can't, well, that's very disappointing. So maybe we'll till out this way as well. Right up to the front of this house, which will probably hurt their property values, but screw them. We don't care. We are kings. We are kings. So we'll stop the tilling there and the tilling there, because I don't want it to look kind of derpy. I don't want it to look kind of retarded. There we are. And so that's taken care of. So now that we're tilling out our fields a little further, hopefully we'll get somebody that can take these mud plots off of our hands. I really don't want to have this much mud laying around, but what can you do? We'll use this base sugarcane to start growing more sugarcane, and then we'll start making cakes like crazy. And once we start making cakes, I get the good feeling that we're going to be able to get tons more immigrants, which is going to help us grow, it's going to help us be happy, and it's going to put us in a generally positive situation, because the more hands we have on deck, the more work we can get done, the more rapidly we can get work done, the more things that happen in an episode. So that being said, this may be a good spot to break off the episode. What kind of stairs should I use over here? I don't know what kind of... It's a wooden building, so obviously we need wooden stairs. I guess we'll just go here. There we are. We'll put in some wooden stairs. But as I was saying, this is probably a good spot to break off this episode. I don't want it to drag on too long to where people are getting bored. And so what we'll do is we will get some more stuff done next time. I don't know if I'm going to go down into the -4 next time. It may be a little too quick. We haven't really cleared out the -2 yet. In between episodes, I'll probably mine most of this out so we can have a huge kind of supply of stone, because I'd like to start building things out of stone. Oh, we got a helmet to drop. Very cool. Hopefully somebody picks that up. I don't know if they can. I think they can only use bone weapons for now. But in any case, next episode we'll come up with a new mission, a new plan. It may be just an architectural mission, to be honest. We may just end up kind of just building in general. And if that's the case, I think it'll probably be a pretty fun episode. But that being said, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the next episode of our Towns LP, and I hope that I'll see you next time. So take care out there, guys.